Welcome back to another YouTube video, you beautiful hosers. And I know this video is long overdue. It was supposed to go up last month. However, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to say this topic is very touchy-feely, so it's not going to be for everyone. Obviously, with this sort of stuff, it's not a one-size-fits-all mentality that anyone can look at it for. Because I know we all go through different struggles and different trials in our lives, and it's not always the easiest things that we're trying to deal with. Whether it's trying to cope with the loss of a loved one, broken relationship, hurt feelings, let's say loss of a friend, which could mean a variety of different things, because it could be either they moved away, they died, or just might not be friends anymore. And then there's the other side of the spectrum where there's COVID. A lot of people are worrying about still. And then people that have cancer that are worrying about that, and other physical diseases, and people with mental issues. I'm just going to say mental issues because I know there's a lot more to it than that, and I don't know the specific names of them, so I'm not going to get into that because that's just going to make me look stupid. On the other hand, so as soon as we hit the 2-minute mark, I'm just going to start, and we're not going to do anything other than that. But I know there's a lot of different things that go on through everybody's lives where it's trying to find ways to be okay when it's not okay. And it's really hard to talk about. But anyways, let's get into it anyways. So, for those of you that don't know, the world has been in coronavirus for almost 2 years now. So it's a little up in the air as to what people mean by when they say, are you okay? It's either they're asking because they genuinely care, or they're just asking because they feel like it'll be a nice gesture. But they honestly don't give a care bear what exactly you're feeling. So, in this talk, we're going to try and keep it under 10 minutes, maybe a little over 10 minutes. We'll see where it goes. But how to be okay when it's not okay. So for starters, it's more or less a area that you need to start doing a little bit of self-reflection. Now, I know a lot of people, they have things about themselves that they wish they could change. They could do this differently, do that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is self-reflection as to where are you here and now. Are you living? Are you breathing? Hopefully the answer is yes if you're watching this video, because if you're not living and breathing and watching this video, I have many questions. And I would like to have answers to that one, but I honestly don't know. Anyways, so, are you living? Are you breathing? The answer should be 100% of the time, yes, I'm living and I'm breathing. Then, what you do from there is you take it one step further. Where am I right now? Well, all things considering, I may have these terrible circumstances. That's not what I'm talking about. What are you doing and where are you right at this present moment in time? So, obviously, when I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to myself. So, what am I doing? Where am I? And how do I change this feeling that I have? So I use self-reflection. I look at where I am. Okay, obviously circumstances suck and I'm here. So what is the good part about being here versus being there? Because we all have different things that we're chasing in life and different things that we all want to be doing with our own lives. And not everything goes according to plan because that's just life. Want to buy a new car that never has any problems? Hate to break it to you, but life is going to hand you a big old reality check. Want to have a house that doesn't have any issues? Well, you're going to be putting a lot of money into that said house. You want to have a relationship? Well, you're going to have to be putting a lot of time and effort into that relationship. See where I'm going with this? Everything takes time and effort. And sometimes we just have to take a couple of moments to ourselves, whether you're religious or not, to just stop and think about things. Where am I now? Yes, my circumstance sucks. However, what is the bright side of the circumstance? A, I'm living, I'm breathing. B, yes, some things are crappy, but I do have, for example, I have a roof over my head. I have a job. I can afford to pay my bills. Just look for like the small things that you're grateful for. Look at those and more or less just try to cling onto those for that very brief moment. Even look at your surroundings if you're outside. You see trees, go and hug a tree. Why not? I'm sure the tree's not going to complain that you're hugging it. The worst thing that might be said is you're a tree hugger. But oh well, if you're a tree hugger, you're hugging a tree. What's the tree going to say? Nothing. Somebody else may call you a tree hugger, but since when has that ever been a bad thing? Actually, I take that back because a lot of people call vegans and a bunch of other people of different groups tree huggers, so I can understand the negative connotations in there. But anyways, I'll keep going with my train of thought here. Worst thing that they're going to do is call you a tree hugger. You're hugging a tree. So what? You needed comfort, you needed relief, you went and hugged a tree. I'm fairly certain the tree's not going to be upset if you're sad and you're hugging it. See where I'm going with this? Find the little things. Find the little moments. Do something that you know brings you relief and comfort that's not hurting anyone, anything, or, most of all, your surroundings. Which I guess could be anyone or anything, but anyways. I should have just led with that. Oh boy! Anyways. So for me, coming from a somewhat religious background, I'd say it's more along the lines of counting your many blessings. And I know that's what a lot of religious people do during Thanksgiving, is they take time out of their day to thank God for the little things. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. What I am saying is you do need to take the time to be thankful for the little things. Whether it's somebody you live with, somebody that you're friends with, just go and thank them for being there. Even if they're not there all the time, because a lot of the times your friends and family, they're thinking about you whether you know it or not. And it's one of the moments where everybody's trying to think, well, nobody loves me, no one cares, and, well, I'm stuck here, and who's going to want me for X, Y, Z, and whatever reason. Stop, get a grip, be thankful for the little things. Because the things in life that are the best in your life is always those small, little, intricate details of moments in your life. Whether it was hitting your first home run, or scoring your first goal, or passing your first test, getting your driver's license, getting your first A+, passing that course, whatever reason that you have to think of. Now, I'm not going to say a lot of different things here because everybody's got different things that they're going to be looking at, those small little moments, even though it's big to you at the time. Look at the small things that were happening in the background of that moment. For example, when you scored your first goal, who was around you? Was your team around you? Was your friends, your family, so on and so forth? Because if they were, that is the small moment in time that is most often forgotten, but you're thankful for. Because you know you didn't do it just by yourself. You had your team around you that helped get you to that point. Even if it's small things at work. Like, say you helped a customer. At least you know that person that you helped that walked away with a smile on their face. You did something that made somebody else's day better. And even if you're a nurse or a doctor and somebody came to you and they were just sick as a dog and you gave them medication that they were grateful for because now they feel so much better, or whether you did that surgery or so on and so forth. A smile a day can change everybody's opinion, minds, and hearts. And sometimes it's just taking a look at the small things in life that are often overlooked is how you can be okay with not being okay. Now, you yourself cannot be okay in the background, but in the forefront of things, I'll get that right eventually, when everything seems like it's burning to the ground around you, just take a couple of moments, take a couple of deep breaths, and look at what's around you. Look at things you've done. Look at things you've accomplished. Be thankful for those things. And that's really what it's all about, is how to be okay when you're not okay, is be grateful for the little things. Even if you have to take that little nano microsecond to go back to a time when you were happy in your life. Just think about that time. Think about that feeling. I'm not saying you have to replicate it. What I'm saying is go look at that feeling and just remember that feeling. Because not every day is going to be all sunshines and rainbows. And you're going to have a lot of rain on your parade. But always remember that this famous quote, that I can't remember who it's by, is can have a little bit of sunshine without a little bit of rain. Because more often than not, your character building moments are the times that you're not okay. Because that's when you want to make a change. You want to do all sorts of things. That not only is going to help improve you as a person, but is also going to help improve whatever you're trying to put it towards. For me, it's trying to be a better person. Understanding where I went wrong, trying to move past that, move forward. And more often than not, I crack a few jokes, I make people smile that way. As I've been told by multiple different people, not gonna lie, 90% of them have been women that have told me I'm funny. However, I guess I'm funny, I guess I'm not sometimes, but overall, I'm just doing things to try and make others smile, even if it's at my own expense. For example, story time. Last summer at Tabor Lake, I decided to try my first backflip. Realized I didn't rotate far enough and landed flat on my back, and my entire back was red for the entire day. I had people laughing at me. Did it feel great in the time? No. But it's one of those moments that I can take a look at and laugh about now. At the moment, I wasn't laughing. It hurt. Because nobody wants to do something intentionally to hurt themselves that everybody's laughing at. Because sometimes you have a great idea that you want to accomplish and it doesn't exactly work out as planned. As in me getting a red back and having everybody laugh at me at Tabor Lake. That's one of those moments that's kind of take a breather, look at what you did, you made others laugh. Okay, I'm not angry with them laughing, because if it happened to somebody else, odds are you'd be laughing too. But when it happens to you yourself, odds are you're not really going to be laughing. It's just like those scenes in the movies where somebody hits a puddle of water and it splashes the woman in her, let's say, white clothes. And now she's just absolutely soaked. And you can see her white clothes just turned into brown because it ended up being a mud puddle. And you see everybody laughing, and they're really ticked off about it. Overall, yes, we know those are actors and they're paid to act that way. However, I'd say about 90% of people would actually be laughing at that happening to somebody else, and the person it happens to, I'd say about 10% of the time would be laughing about it too. Probably less if I looked at that analytically and statistically. However, that's just where my point is it's always funnier when it happens to somebody else but not to you. And, case in point, when you're not okay, generally those events snowball, and that's where people start getting suicidal and having all these different rampant thoughts running through their brain. And that's the reason why this entire video is focused on taking time out of your day to focus on the little things. more or less going back to the basics and the meat and potatoes of your life is enjoy the little things. And more often than not, that's the moments that define people too. For example, with relationships and stuff, nobody instantly goes into a relationship and is like, I instantly love this person, let's get married on the first day, unless you're in Vegas. Which, don't quote me on that because I know that does happen, but anyways, trying to prove a point here. That nobody goes and does that and is like, hey, let's just marry this person and that person absolutely hates you. Nobody's going to be doing that. Instead, when you're building a relationship with anyone, whether it be romantically inclined or just a friendship, it's always the small little things that more or less turn the wheel. Actually, we'll go like this, turns the wheel towards one specific direction of that motive. If you're trying to use somebody, they're going to figure it out eventually. However, if you're doing it for just having a friend or having a relationship with this person, that's generally when they're romantically inclined. It's a buildup of the small things, where yes, it seems gradual at that particular point in time, but to them, that's generally when their brain's starting to say, hey, I can actually see my life being with this person. And that's generally where the feeling of love comes from, is a buildup of all these small, little, different, intricate details that's going, hey, I'm changing how I feel about this person, and we're going this direction. Now, I know there's a lot of people that bully people that they like, which I'm not going to say that helps in this instance, proves my point, because it really does not. It's just some people suck at love and they don't understand what they're doing or what they're saying. I am one of those people that sucks at love and doesn't understand what to say to anyone at any given time. Yeah, pity party. Oh boy. Not really a pity party. But anyways, it just proves my point that the other thing too is don't assign motives to people, because every time you assign motives to people is generally when it's going to ruin your day, is because you're only doing that to make me feel terrible. You're not doing it because you care. And then you have the other person going, well, no, I do care. That's the reason why I'm asking that question. But I can understand where you're angry and where I went wrong in that. That was not my intention. Use communication. Don't just assign motive, assuming that they were trying to make you look bad. Because more often than not, that was not their intent. Even though it may have been at your expense. But also, sometimes we do have to learn to laugh at ourselves. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, who can laugh at you? And moral of the story is, that's how to be okay when it's not okay. Like I said, it's not a one-size-fits-all mentality for this. I know it's not going to be for a lot of people, but more or less, I just wanted to get it out there and say, during this day and age, it's going back to the basics, enjoying the small things. Because the moments that really define us are in these moments that we don't feel okay. And that's generally where you see a lot of people, even in sports, being cool, calm, and collected. The 3 C's. So remember the 3 C's when you're feeling bad. Cool, calm, and collected. Because generally, that's also where leadership skills are built too. Is because you want to gain knowledge from that person that's level-headed. That's going to be like, all right, this entire situation's sucking. However, here's what we're going to do and here's how we're going to get through it. You want to listen to that person. You don't want to listen to the person that's like, yeah, the whole world's burning, but, yeah, that's your problem, eh? That's not exactly the type of person that you would want to be following either. So, even, because I did a lot of sports, it's all about being cool, calm, and collected, and it's basically the point in time in your life where you're saying, okay, this situation is tense. I could feel terrible about it. Yes, I may let the team down. However, I'm not going to let that get to me. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to think about the moves that I have to make at this point in time. I'm going to clear my head so that I can focus what the main goal and directive is of what I'm trying to achieve. If I'm trying to achieve a happier life, I'm going back to those moments where I'm enjoying the little things, taking a couple of seconds out of my day to take a couple of deep breaths, calm myself down, and understand what's happening and why it's happening. It may have been something you done. It may not have been. I'm not going to assign anything saying that it was or isn't. And I know this video is over 10 minutes. I said we were going to try, but oh well. So it's all about those moments. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I know I could go on longer about this, but I really don't want to. I want to try and keep it short as possible, because not everybody wants to listen to me talk about this stuff for 20 minutes. Let's face it, everybody wants it like 5 minutes. Which, I mean, this video probably could have been cut down to 5. But, yeah, I don't feel like heavily editing it, because if I did that, some of the stuff that I said wouldn't make any sense. But anyways, if you liked the video, consider going down to the comments and seeing what you liked about the video. And if there's something that you wish I could do better, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm always interested in listening and learning about what you guys and gals, kitties and pals, all think. And as always, I hope you're having a fantastic 2021, and if you're not, I hope it gets better for you sooner rather than later. Peace out, and I will see you all in the very next video.